So the new book, Spin, Time and Task Management, came out from the core curriculum framework and this idea of time and task management, that we've got so much to do and that we need to try and fit all of that in to a finite amount of time. And I wanted to consider that from the angle of, if you're feeling more resilient, are you more effective? If you are looking after yourself, are you more productive? And I came to the conclusion quite quickly that the answer was yes to both of those questions, that looking after yourself does make you more productive, does make you more efficient and effective. It does allow you to deal with the problem in hand in a way that will deal with it properly and get it done and get it literally off your to-do list, or that plate can be spun and it will spin for a long time, because we're seeing the situation accurately, we're seeing the situation effectively, and therefore we're in the moment and we're going to get it done. So I then did lots of research around that theme and around that topic, and it became very clear to me that education was lagging behind business as ever, and that the business world had done a lot of work around time and task management. But actually, it was what I discovered was that it was about attention management, and that in our busy educational worlds, our attention is being drawn ever more different directions, and everybody wants a bit of us, and the emails are coming in, and the parent wants a phone call, and the staff. Our attention is bombarded with stuff, externalized stuff that's not on our agenda but comes onto our agenda. And what I want folks to do through reading the book is just to consider how they manage their attention. How do they look after their mental health so that they can manage that and get their day onto their agenda? So if they've got an hour, get an hour's work done, not 15 minutes and then look at an email, 15 minutes, do another email, 15 minutes, do something else, but a block out time. So you get the job done, you do the job well, and if you've looked after yourself and you're feeling resilient at that period of time, then that job is done more efficiently, more effectively, and more productively. And that, in essence, saves us time. And when people say we haven't got time to look after ourselves, you haven't got time to not look after yourself. Because if you don't look after yourself, then you won't have enough time to do the job, because you're inefficient, ineffective, and unproductive. And that doesn't help anybody. And that certainly doesn't help your time and task management. So how do the three books that I've published for Critical connect with each other, really? So how does Lift connect to Risk, connect to Spin? And for me, they're all really interconnected. And I think Critical saw that at the early stages, really, that if you're feeling resilient, which was the first book. So I think Lift was about bringing the best out of that person. Look after yourself and other things will come. The second book, Risk, was about maybe things that we feel are risky are not actually as risky as we think they are. And that if we are in a good place, and if we've thought it through, and if we've considered it carefully, then others may think it's risky, but actually those decisions are well considered and well thought through. And actually, risky decisions are usually good decisions if they are informed, but obviously the word risk has been morphed and shaped in different ways. So that book was very much around, be a bit braver in your teaching, be a bit more adventurous in your teaching. I see a lot of safe, compliant teaching when I go in, look in classrooms, which is fine to a degree, but actually it becomes boring and pedantry and robotic. And actually that's not what teaching's about. Teacher Standard 1, about motivating and inspiring children and pupils in our care. I don't see much of that. I want to see more of that. Your heart's got to be in it when you're the teacher. So that's how Risk connected to Spin. Risk connected to Lift. And then spin was very much around, as I said earlier, is around if you're feeling resilient, then you're more likely to be able to cope with the challenges of everyday life. And that all of these things come back to ground zero. Ground zero being look after yourself in order to do the job that you're going to do. Now, this is a very difficult concept for people to get to grips with. And that's why it's taken 3 books to articulate that journey, because we are compassionate to everybody other than ourselves. We feel guilty still that we are looking after ourselves, putting a bit of time in. We feel guilty when we've stopped and had a bit of lunch. We feel guilty if we go home, well, before 6 o'clock to do something at home for ourselves during the school week. We feel guilty if we go out on a school night. But actually, all of these things are really important and really useful to top ourselves up in order to be ready to do the job that we need to do. And so the 3 books very much talk to each other. They are underpinned by the resilience of that individual, and that resilience is about proactively managing yourself. And if folks can do that, if all of the books that I publish for Critical can do that, then I think that we're in a really strong place and in a much better place to do what I want to do, which is to stop as many early career teachers leaving this profession that I love and still love and will always love.